In today's episode, we're going to be reacting to some of the craziest and strangest videos I found on TikTok. Let's get into it.
The following footage comes from a man named Derek out of Kentucky. He captured this today, January 14th, 2025, and I knew as soon as this was sent to me that I needed to share it right away. This is almost similar to when I shared the Wyoming fault line, and that was eventually silenced. But we have another mystery on our hands. He captured what appears to be tunneling underground. But there's one big question, and that is who is doing this and why. This most likely is going to be flagged and pushed down on the algorithm. But like I said, this needs to be shared. Not only are weird things happening in our skies, but now we're starting to see them here around us. Take a look at this and tell me what you think.
I have no idea what's going on, but listen to this. There's something under the ground, and it sounds like it's about to bust out. Holy crap. It's over here in the field. I've never heard nothing like it.
That's almost some Stranger Things sounding stuff. At first I thought maybe it was just a distant train that you could hear the tracks thudding, but that sound like some kind of machinery under the ground there at the end. I'm not sure what it could be. Leave a comment down below with your best guess if you know what it is. Maybe there's some kind of underground water system where they're pumping water. I really don't know.
Right? You ever hear the tree theory?
No.
How our body and our nervous system is a tree.
Nah.
So if you think about a tree, at the bottom you have what?
The roots?
The roots, and it comes from a single seed. If you put your body upside down, your brain is connected to all of your nervous system. It stems out like this, kind of like branches, right? If you look at it, look at this, bro.
Let me see.
I'm just gonna search up nervous system right now. If you put it upside down, it's a tree.
See?
It stems from the
It does
seed
look like a
and
root system.
disperses out like branches.
Yeah.
It's just like that. So in a sense, fam, like we don't really bag it, but we're actually just this. Like our physical stuff, our body, that's not being controlled by itself. It's being controlled by the nerves. And that's everything, right?
Yeah. Have you seen that where they just take away the whole human body and just show the nervous system? It looks like the ghost that walks around just with his hair.
That would be an interesting sight to see someone just split open and blossom into a big old flower.
Archaeologists are scared to death to open the tomb of the first emperor of China. It was accidentally discovered in 1974 when Chinese farmers digging a well dug up a life-size ceramic statue of an ancient warrior. They reported it, which started an excavation project that uncovered not dozens, not hundreds, but literal thousands of these figures buried underground. Known as the Terracotta Army, there were more than 8,000 life-size soldiers discovered, each with unique facial features, along with war horses, chariots, generals, musicians, and acrobats. Almost like someone just froze an entire city ready to go to war, some even being equipped with real weapons and armor, all surrounding the mausoleum of ancient China's first recorded emperor, Qin Shi Huang, and are said to be guarding him in the afterlife. Large parts of the mausoleum were excavated, but the central mound where the emperor's body is thought to be remains untouched for a pretty disturbing reason. Initially built around 200 BC, meaning that no one has been inside of it for over 2,000 years. It's thought to have taken over 700,000 workers about 40 years to build this monument and all of its statues, and was surrounded with secrecy for its entire construction period. So much that it's believed the emperor had every worker executed after finishing their work to safeguard its secrets. We wouldn't even know much about it if it wasn't for ancient Chinese historian Sima Qian, who revealed its secrets in his writings. Allegedly, inside the tomb is an exact model of the universe through the eyes of the Chinese emperor, with glimmering pearls on the ceiling as stars and a replica of the entire Qin kingdom on the floor, surrounded by rivers and oceans made from a very lethal substance. Records claim the entire tomb to be elaborately booby-trapped, designed to end the life of anyone who enters. Complete with Indiana Jones-style wire-tripped arrows and crossbows, even rumors of poison gas, and speculation of indoor rivers of tens of thousands of tons of liquid mercury, which is highly toxic to humans, along with mechanisms in place set to make it flow unexpectedly towards any intruders. Emperor Qin Shi Huang was obsessed with the secrets of immortality and rediscovering the lost knowledge of our past, and is said to have consumed elixirs containing mercury in his quest for eternal life. It clearly didn't work out so well for him, but his tomb may hold the answers we're looking for, as radar scans done around the area revealed a sealed chamber as big as a football field beneath the pyramid-shaped mound of the mausoleum, suspected to be the lost tomb. And core sample studies did in fact reveal high amounts of mercury in the ground around the tomb as well, so the records of our ancient historian may very well be true. For 50 years now, archaeologists have avoided it, and the government restricted further excavation out of fear of damaging the tomb, getting shot in the face with an arrow, or potentially even mercury poisoning, claiming to enforce these restrictions in an effort to preserve the ancient site. But maybe they already took a peek inside and just didn't want anyone to know.
Maybe heaven is closer than we think, and this doctor's story might make you believe. In 2008, Dr. Eben Alexander, a neurosurgeon, was struck with bacterial meningitis, a rare and aggressive infection that left him in a week-long coma. His chances of survival were slim, and even if he lived, severe brain damage was expected. But during those 7 days, something extraordinary happened, something Dr. Alexander couldn't explain. He recalls leaving his body and entering a realm beyond our world. At first, he was in a dark void, but then a brilliant light appeared, pulling him into a breathtaking gateway realm. It was a vibrant expanse of lush landscapes, shimmering colors, and an overwhelming sense of peace. In this realm, he encountered a presence, a young woman with sparkling blue eyes and golden brown hair, who communicated telepathically. "You are loved, you are cherished, you have nothing to fear," she told him. Later, he realized she resembled a sister he never met, one who had passed away before he was born. He journeyed deeper into the core, a space of oneness and unconditional love, where he felt connected to a divine presence, a force he describes as God, though beyond any religious concept. When Dr. Alexander woke, his recovery stunned doctors. Against all odds, he survived without any brain damage, something they deemed impossible. This experience transformed Dr. Alexander from a skeptic into a believer in life beyond death. His book, Proof of Heaven, recounts his journey and has sparked debate about consciousness and the afterlife. Was his experience a vivid hallucination, or did he truly glimpse a realm beyond this world?
Dang, he was really getting fast with those cuts. That was crazy. I don't mind this content creator. It's just how he cuts his audio so close together or overlaps itself in a way. It's very weird, but he always has good stories that he brings up, so that's always why I like to watch his content. And I guess what I got out of this that I would like to ask you guys that are watching, for anyone that's ever been in a coma, I would like to know, have you ever experienced something similar to this, or did you have your own experience? Let me know. That's really interesting. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. For everyone that's currently watching and or subscribed, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I would also like to give a special shout out to all of my members that I have on my channel. So to everyone that you see on the screen right now, thank you guys so much for being an active member on the channel. I cannot thank you enough for supporting the channel that way.
We drink too much water, like most people do. Our kidneys are dumping water all the time, and our whole hormonal balance associated with the kidney elimination of water versus minerals versus acid is becoming imbalanced. When they learn about the water problem and how we have been brainwashed as a society in the last 15 years to drink 8 glasses of water per day, to the point that we believe it now, even though 20 years ago nobody even thought about it, and nobody carried water bottles everywhere with them. Today everybody in California is carrying those water bottles, feeling that you are in the know, but in reality you simply drink too much water and creating dilution of your electrolytes in your blood, and damage to your adrenals that depend on those electrolytes. So you end up in greater stress as a result. It becomes a vicious cycle. Your kidneys have a different set point hormonally, and now you have no choice but to keep drinking more and more water. So you have to gradually get off that water addiction. Slowly lower your water intake to whatever your body tells you it needs when you're thirsty. And not to drink ever while you eat. And when you eat, you'll find out you're not so thirsty anymore, because your cells are not getting water from what you drink. The cells are getting their water from metabolism.
The cells are getting water from metabolism. Oh, so you mean when the fruit that's monosaccharides is reduced via glycolysis, would that be metabolism? Because then that's what produces 2H2O. Could water just be a byproduct? Why are we trying to hydrate with a byproduct? People are in the comments, oh, look, Google search. You think that I've done the same research you've done? You think I stay at that base level of research? I have dove into this subject more than anyone could even imagine. You guys have no clue what you're talking about. Then we could look at Paul Saladino, where he talks about with Gary Brecka, oh, you need insulin for the kidneys, or else the kidneys are going to flush all of your electrolytes. What keeps the body hydrated? Electrolytes. So what are we going to get when we eat the glucose? Insulin.
Came across this paper that nobody had ever showed me in medical school, talking about how insulin affects the kidney and actually signals to the kidney to hold on to electrolytes. And so if we don't get an insulin signal from our meals, we waste sodium, and along with the sodium, everything else flows out.
And we had Zach Bush explaining the thing that hydrates you is exactly what is in fruits. Listen.
My body is 70% water, and not a single ounce of that is in this form. If I drink this water, it's going to feel good. It's going to feel like I'm hydrating myself for a few minutes. But I'm going to pee this out in the next 45 minutes because this pure water has no reservoir in my body. The vast majority of the water within my body is actually in a crystalline structure. For this to turn into a crystal, it takes a complex relationship to a vast array of salts, mineral amino acid complexes, and protein structures.
We are carbon beings. Carbon is hydrophobic. So through metabolism, when we metabolize these fruits, the monosaccharides, and it creates pyruvate and 2H2O, that H2O we excrete because our body is hydrophobic. That is the excretion, that is the byproduct of our body extracting the minerals from these carbon constituents. It becomes not carbon anymore. It becomes an inorganic water that our body can't use. It was organic when we had the carbon, but our body uses the carbon. It's just like how plants use the carbon in the air to grow. You didn't know if you didn't know. If you didn't know. All right, the way photosynthesis works is it doesn't grow from the sun. The sun gives the plant the energy to extract the carbon from the carbon dioxide, creating 2-oxygen or oxygen 2, whatever it is. That's how plants grow, by extracting the carbon. This is how we grow, by extracting the carbon. You cannot do this with other foods. This is only done with fruit because it is extracted through the process of glycolysis, creating pyruvate, which is the main fuel source for the Krebs cycle, byproduct of 2H2O. That's what you pee out. You're drinking what your body is excreting, thinking that that's going to hydrate you, and it's just insane. It's insane. It's insanity. Listen, for all the people trying to show all these studies done by universities or Harvard or wherever, the Mayo Clinic, these are all Rockefeller indoctrination centers. I could give two shits what the fuck they say. What have they done for us? And the doctors that they trained. We are at the worst health that we've ever had. Health has been decreasing at an extreme rate. Everybody's obese. Everybody has health issues. So no, I don't give a flying fuck what any of these people have to say, nor the doctors. These people all, they're so close, but the indoctrination is just so hard that they cannot get over that hump. But everyone has a key, and I'm going to find every single key from every single one of these people until I become the key master and we unlock the truth.
I agree that you should drink what your body tells you that you need. If you're thirsty, you're thirsty. You're going to want to drink. And once you have quenched your thirst, you're no longer going to want to drink. You should not have to continuously drink more after that unless you're thirsty. Even if it's good for you, too much of anything can be bad for you.
This might be the very last TikTok that I ever make. In case you haven't heard, in the next 6 days, TikTok is set to be banned in the United States, and instead of a slowly rolling out ban where it's peeled off of app stores and you don't get updates and you can still connect via VPN, ByteDance has decided that they're just going to go dark immediately and black out the United States for TikTok. So if you're watching this on your phone, in a week from now, you probably won't be able to do that. Now, there are arguments before the Supreme Court where people are trying to cancel this ban, delay this ban, divest the company, do a lot of things. But 1 week out, as of today, it looks like it's going to go through. It looks like this app is going to be banned. So I have to start preparing for the future and moving content elsewhere. If you follow me here on TikTok for the science content, you should know that I have a YouTube channel of basically the same name, youtube.com/driftor, with the O being a 0 will get you there. I do gaming and a mix of other personal topics. So scrolling back, you can see we're talking about dead internet theory, Call of Duty, Marvel Overwatch, console prices, personal topics about stuff, AI and gaming. But if you just like the science content, I actually have what is essentially a clone of this channel on YouTube as my second YouTube channel. Very small right now because it's very new. It doesn't, compete with the near 100K we have here on TikTok, but a lot of the same type of content will be going up here. And I hate to do the thing where I push people off of this platform onto another one because I know the algorithms don't particularly like that. But in a week from now, it may not really matter what the TikTok algorithm likes because it may just not be here and be available for us. So if you would like to check me out on either my main YouTube channel or my shorts channel, I guess I have a Blue Sky as well, but I don't think anybody cares about that here. We just got to do something. So the content's going to continue. It's just going to have to continue elsewhere. I'm going to be taking about a week off to sort of reevaluate how I do short form content and work on production methods. And then I'll be starting back up again very shortly, probably a day or two before the TikTok ban officially rolls out.
I have known Drifter for a very long time, more than 10 years. I used to play Call of Duty with him back in the day. And I play a lot of his content here on YouTube, so I'm just adding this video in here for anyone that does like his content. He is on YouTube, he's been on YouTube for a very long time, and he does put his content out there, so if you enjoy his content, there it is.
Mars and Earth were almost identical 70 million years ago. But Mars went through a huge catastrophe 69 million years ago, and even went through another war 1 million years ago. The ruins on Mars and all that, some of them are 65, 70, 80, 100 million years old. The space and all that is at least 1 million years old. Now, according to the Andromedans, the face belongs to a group of Orions. That complex was built by Orions. The pyramids were built by Orions. Now, I understand that there's all kinds of coding and geometrics that go with the pyramids. But according to the Andromedans, and this is something they've done in the past, and many other races do, when they find a planet that they want to inhabit or colonize, and its wobble is so irregular that they can't build anything on it because they don't know 1,000 years to the next whether or not it's going to be destroyed, what they will do to balance the rotation, the orbit of the planet, is put weights on it, like we do with our car tire. These weights are the pyramids. They put them at strategic locations to balance the rotation. This is why the Great Pyramid of Giza is located exactly dead center of all the Earth mass on the planet. It's a weight. That's what it was originally designed to be, was a weight to balance our rotation. So they would have some semblance of order here, that they wouldn't have to worry about it flipping around and orbiting and pole shifting whenever it wanted to, or wobbling so much like this, that the oceans would just change. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Pyramids on Earth are located in the same part of the hemisphere as the pyramids on Mars?
Yes. Yes, it is. But there are more pyramids on the Earth than there are on Mars. There are a lot in the ocean. Central America.
Right.
We have a lot. Of course, it's, almost 1.5 times the landmass as well. Plus we have water, which in itself is an incredible amount of weight. I think we have 1.2 trillion square miles of water on the planet. It's just phenomenal. You know, absolutely phenomenal. It's 2/3 of the earth, and less than 1% is drinkable. Another question. Somebody else? Yes, sir.
Can you give us some of your background of how you came into all this information, et cetera, et cetera?
Yes. I guess it's time for that. My contact started when I was 8 years old. I was on a family picnic in Woodstock, Michigan, which is in the upper northern peninsula. I did not remember the contact until I was at the age of 14. I knew, and my parents knew, that something had happened, and the other folks. We went out to play hide and go seek, and the grass was very tall. It was in August. It was like the second or third week of August, just before we all went back to school. And I went to lay down in the tall grass and just to hide. Okay, because we have one of our little cousins, she was a female, you know, we made her red, so she had to go around and find us. And I remember picking up the chestnuts and throwing them because they were chestnuts. And I made a place for me to lay down. Well, I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was night. It was close to 9 o'clock. Now in August, you know, the sun sets late. So I got up and I walked back. I'm approximately 250, maybe 300 yards from the picnic area. There was a police car there, there was a dog in the back, or a state police, I think it was, state trooper, because the guy had a big round hat, the funny thing on the top. When I got back, at first they were all glad to see me, and then my mother walloped me. She gave me a spanking. Where have you been? I said, well, I was over there. No, you weren't. We were all looking for you. So I took them back with flashlights to where I was, and sure enough, there was my imprint in the grass, and they swore up and down that they had been all through there, and I wasn't there. It wasn't until age 14 that I realized what had happened. And I was asleep. We were living in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. And I was asleep, and I woke up, and I'm lying on a table, flat on my back, and I'm looking up at this light. And there's a very tall, big guy standing next to me, and a short, tiny one. The tiny one had white skin, bald head, looked sort of oriental, but he wasn't, just very old. And the other guy, the big tall one, was light blue skinned, no hair, but built like a Greek god, like this. I had instantaneous recognition of those two guys, two men. The tall one is Morine. He's 2,300 years old in our time. He's from Andromeda. The short one was Visayas. Now they don't use names like we use names, but those are names that they gave me so that I could call them to accommodate me. That's how I relate to them. They use symbols. Visayas is 4,300 years old. Actually, he's over there, but that's his approximate age. They're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. They're human beings just like us. They evolved. They were part of the Lyran lineage of the human race. And Lyra itself was destroyed in a war. And everybody just scattered and migrated out to survive.
I have seen some of this before, but I've never seen the interview where he said that the pyramids were used as counterweights, basically. Interesting theory. I've not heard that one. Let me know in the comments on what you guys think about this.
I don't know if this is going to show up on video, but there is something right under the moon. Okay, there. You see that? There is an object under the moon.
I seen this last night. I'm pretty certain that it's supposed to be Mars.
Oh my god, I think it's an astronaut!
Guys, that's not normal. I've never seen that before.
Maybe it's a star?
Whoa, that is crazy.
It's pretty cool though.
Is it moving? Maisie, is that moving?
Yeah, I see it.
No, it's just hovering there. It's like right under the moon. It's like something... No, it's moving because I see it. It's leaving the moon. It's something leaving the moon because it was... Holy shit.
Yeah, like I said, I seen that last night. I looked it up. It was Mars. And then a little while later, it apparently went behind the moon and it wasn't able to be seen until like 11:30 or so later at night. It was a really cool thing to witness. Let me know in the comments, did you guys get to see it yourself?
Y'all, this is a wild video captured by a man named Mario. He was out at work when their security cameras picked up this unidentified object in the sky. Now, because I do not want this video flagged, I am not going to throw out conspiracy theories or say what I think this is. You have to comment and let me know what you think this is, because I don't believe this is a meteor or some sort of asteroid. This is something else. Take a look at this footage, comment below, and tell me what you think.
Could be a meteorite, I guess. It's weird though. As soon as it exploded, it made the camera move, it seems. Let me know what you guys think that was. Ooh, no.
What the fuck is that?
That is an unclean container, it looks like. I wouldn't drink that.
Oh. Somebody tell me. I'm coming out in my backyard. Somebody tell me what that is. Hold on. It's some kind of a light in the sky. Or I don't know what that is. It's going ham, whatever it is. A drone or something? Ain't no flipping way, that's a drone, man.
That's a weird drone.
Ain't no flipping way, that's a drone. Yo, it's going cool. Look at the colors on it, though. Hold on. Oh. Look at the colors on it. Look at the colors on that. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Yo, if this is... Yo, if somebody else is catching this, please, please, please. Get the word out. Ain't no way that's a drone. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
It's really hard to tell because the video is so blurry. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. It could be a snowstorm and just snow blowing down from the sky for all I know. But it looks like this might be that same creator that made that face by the moon that everyone was like talking about for a while that turned out to be CGI. I think that might be this creator. Yeah, I looked into it a little bit. This is that same creator actually. So more than likely that was just a fake CGI video.
The timing with what happened at the Golden Globes, obviously men don't want to joke around with the word God. So at the Golden Globes, the host, you know, they hire people like comedians to make jokes about other people, right?
Yeah.
And she did one bit and she was like, the award speeches have been great. Like, let's see the leaderboard on who people are thanking.
So much has already happened in the first half, and the acceptance speeches have been on fire. Who got shouted out the most? Let's look at the numbers.
11 people thanked their cast crew.
Cast and crew are leading the way with 11 mentions.
2 people thanked their mom.
Moms are holding strong with 3 shout-outs.
And then at the end, it was like 0 people thank God.
God, creator of the universe, 0 mentions.
Damn, they showed it, but it said 0? Why?
0. And then they said the creator of the earth, no one thanked. And she was like, oh, that's normal for this godless town.
No surprise in this godless town.
And literally the day after, fam, boom, that shit happened. It's like, damn.
Oh yeah, because that
mocking.
happened in LA.
Yeah,
it's
they're
because of
mocking.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Whether you believe in religion or not, I really do not find it okay to mock religion like that, being that it's such a big part of the world, you know? It's just very in poor taste, in my opinion. And that's pretty crazy because I remember like the Oscars and things like that, they used to actually thank God for their blessings, but it seems like that might be changing now. So that's really sad to see.
This conversation is going to provoke a feeling for you. The question is what? Will it be happiness, relief, anxiety, maybe even fear? But I want you to sit with that for a moment because what I'm about to say could change the way you see everything. Close your eyes. Imagine this. You're going about your day, caught up in the usual rhythms of life, and then an announcement cuts through the noise. A global broadcast. The governments of the world, the scientists we all trust most, even the leaders you never thought would agree on anything, are all saying the same thing. It's true. Aliens exist, UFOs are real, and they've been here for a lot longer than we could have ever imagined. This isn't a hoax or a theory anymore, it's truth. But it's not just that we're not alone, it's the magnitude of what these beings know, their technology, their understanding of the universe. And the most shocking part, what if they understand us, our beginnings, our purpose, maybe even what comes next? So let's picture ourselves hearing this. How would you feel? Would you be exhilarated like your entire life has been leading up to this moment of connection? Or would you feel small, vulnerable, overwhelmed by the vastness of what's suddenly real? For some, this truth might feel like freedom. For others, it might feel like an earthquake shaking their foundation, their beliefs. Religion, science, the meaning of life itself. What would it all mean in a world where we're no longer the center of the story? Now open your eyes. Think about this. If this moment ever came, and maybe it will, how would you change? How would humanity change? Would we rise to meet this new reality with curiosity and unity, or would we fall into fear and chaos? This isn't about aliens, it's about us. About who we are when we're confronted with something so profound it forces us to pause and rethink everything. So I'll ask you, what are your feelings right now?
I mean, the way I think that I would feel, because it would be such a reality check in a way, and being that I've been so exposed to different theories out there, I would have a hard time believing it to be true. I would just have to sit back and just see where it goes for me to really get a good feeling. We say a year down the road after this announcement happened, there's no wars, everything's peaceful, things are really good. I'd probably feel good about it, but I'd always probably feel a little on edge if aliens were ever announced to us like that and they were known and shown. Let me know though, that's a good question. How would you guys feel about that as well?
The planet has shifted big time, y'all. Big fucking time right there. Okay. You see that star down there? See that? I'm not sure if it's a star, a planet. It's very bright, right? That thing has been sitting right there for a good month. And now it's shifted away over there. Because I look at it out my window from there, it was completely lined up perfectly. And now it's way over here. Okay, now the stars have shifted. Everything's shifted. Fuck, everything. That bright one right there has been down here. And it has been lined up exactly with the one I just pointed out. That has now moved. And look at that moon. What does that look like to you? A little XLM, maybe? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All these stars are in different locations now. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Holy crap. Look at the three. You can't see it from here. But there's the Orion's belt right there, which is off too. Because it's normally over here. But for the longest time, it was over here. Yeah. Welcome to the shift, you guys. Welcome.
So these are the Fibonacci sequence numbers. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 8 is 21. 21 plus 13 is 34. And 34 plus 21 is 55. 55 plus 34 is 89. And 89 plus 55 is 144. So 144 is one of the Fibonacci sequence numbers. 1 by 1, that's 1 unit. 1 by 2. 2 by 3 is here, it's 2 by 3. And 3 by 5 is here, 3 by 5. It's like this. 1 square, and then 2 squares. And then now you add another square here, which gives you 3. And then you add another square here, which gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you add another square here, and that gives you 8. So what you're doing is you're putting an arc inside of each square. You're going from corner to corner. And it gets bigger each time. This is a big square. It goes on forever. And that's what you see in the lotus flower. It's in the face of a sunflower, and it's at the bottom of a pine cone. When you look at the bottom of a pine cone, you will see these swirls, 8 of them, going right. 8 going right, and 13 going left. Plants, they use 137.5 degrees to separate their leaves efficiently so that each leaf can get hit by the sun. See, if the leaves were just distributing themselves every 180 degrees, you'd just have leaves on each side. But no, they're everywhere because it's basically this big torus field that we live in. We live in a big torus field. You see these spirals? The fixed stars take 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.2 seconds to return to the same position over time, which means they are faster than the 24-hour sun. So the sun appears to travel backwards as it gets left behind, even though the stars and all the planets rise in the east and set in the west.
Hey, do you remember when they said, oh no, Nibiru can't be real? How could a planet get trapped into our orbit in our solar system? No, that could never happen, right? Okay. In the meantime, study finds that rogue planets can become permanently trapped in our sun's orbit. Oh my, look at that. How did the Sumerians ever know? Here's the fun part. NASA has found six, not one, 6 new rogue planets. What to know? I'll tell you what to know. Some Anunnaki history to start with. I've been here on this app for years trying to educate people and teach them who the Anunnakis are. Who are the gods of all the religions around the world? Where did these religions stem from? Where did they start? Who made them? Yada, yada, yada. The Anunnaki did.
Wait, when you die, you just wake up? Yep. Based on data-driven research, this is a simulation that we're all currently in. And when you die, you wake up out of it. And this all is a pretty strange simulation. And so when you die, you feel more alive than you feel while you're on Earth. And this is based on 70,000 studies by the Newton Institute bringing people under hypnosis. And while they are in this trance-like state, they all said the same exact thing. Death is not the end. It's just a doorway. Most of us have past lives, and we've been here many, many times. There's something called the spirit realm that everyone goes to after this experience. And while we're there, we have the opportunity to live another life. We would make soul agreements like where we're born, when we're born, and who our parents are. Some of the most interesting research in this subject is from a woman named Dolores Cannon, who brought thousands of people under hypnosis where they described past lives in full detail. The more interesting ones are past lives that actually weren't from Earth, which when you're talking with a past life hypnotherapist is very common. The concept is that you're not a human, you're a soul having a human experience. So your own soul has a memory outside of this body. And when you're in a trance state, you're able to access the information from your soul, which includes all of your past lives and everything that happens in between each lifetime. So if you want to find your past lives, go find a past life regression hypnotherapist. For me, it was absolutely life-changing. I was able to heal aspects of sharing my voice because in past lives, there was suppression in that field. I've been working with a remarkable team of past life regression hypnotherapists to create at-home past life regressions that you can do on your own. So if you are interested in learning how you can find your past lives tonight and do a past life regression from home, go to the link in my bio and look for the free Past Life Hypnosis Masterclass. And to learn more about your beautiful soul, tap that follow button.
We're being bamboozled and I have proof. And we're going to talk about it right now. Small panic. Documents have been leaked about the TikTok ban. And I'm not sure exactly how to tell you guys this without starting a riot, so we're just going to talk about it, literally. So here's the issue. Here is one of the leaked documents, and apparently the leaked documents are about how the Biden administration wants government officials to access TikTok because it is now the leading hub for world news, but they do not want the private citizens or the civilians being able to access it. The document starts out talking about the substantial opportunity cost of being unable to use TikTok as a politician. Just in case you're curious, yes, in 2022, the Government Devices Act prohibit the use of apps on government devices like TikToks. However, they did make leniencies and exceptions for national security interests and activities. The State Department specifically has also argued for politicians to be able to use TikTok under these premises. I have never seen a loophole like this before. Like, I've seen a lot, but this is ridiculous. They specifically split TikTok users into 2 groups, one that only watches and then the actual creators. In a quote, they said there is an increasing PD interest in the need to contract with digital content creators who focus on foreign audiences to produce and disseminate content about the department's work. China is not the national security risk that they are worried about. American citizens are the national security risk that they are worried about. End of story. Your free speech at this point for years has been a fucking illusion. And if it wasn't an illusion, I wouldn't have to use emojis in my captions to get around the AI parameters to talk about the things that I talk about. Listen to me. I do not care what the fuck is coming. I do not care what they don't want us to see. You hold your fucking eyeballs open and make sure you see every second of it. Done playing these games. We're done being treated like children, and we're done being mishandled by our government. You want to act like a gremlin? You want to be a gremlin? Go be one. But be safe while you do it.
Now, hear me out. I understand the argument of free speech and all of that, but the reason why they have to censor out like the bad words, in my opinion, I did that in this video intentionally because this person here says the F word so much. And I'm not just bleeping that out because of YouTube terms and services. I'm bleeping that out because I personally do not like that type of language. And that's why companies do that, because that's not for everybody. It's not saying you can't speak freely, it's saying that speak within a realm of decency, you know? And I do think that there is some things that get taken a little too far. Like for me, I have no problem saying the word suicide, but everyone in the world wants to say unalived. I don't think that that's as bad as a word as saying like the F word or other words like that. And don't get me wrong, if you want to leave that stuff in the comments, that's fine. YouTube has a really good system of mostly removing those comments. So if any of your comments get removed because you do put a bad word in there, that's not me, because I do believe in letting you guys speak however you want to and as freely as you want to within the control of YouTube's limits. If you get a comment removed because you put a bad word in there or said something that within the realm of YouTube not liking, that's not really on me. I cannot control that, but I do control moments like this video where she was just dropping the F-bomb everywhere and it disturbed my ears. We have also had a lot of places for free speech for a while, like Reddit. You can speak pretty freely on that, and I think now X is a free speaking platform, but I really don't use those kind of accounts, so I'm not sure on that one. Don't quote me. But there's other social platforms out there for you to freely speak. I'm 100% sure of that. It's just for some reason everyone likes video form content, and when it comes to that, YouTube and things like TikTok really succeed well in that. And when it's on platforms like YouTube or TikTok or other mainstream forms of media, television basically, children and very impressionable minds watch that. So yes, even like this is kind of edgy with how she's speaking and what she's speaking about. It's way more tame than what you would find on like Reddit or 4chan or whatever other forums are out there where free speech is way more out there. So I understand big entertainment industries setting those rules, and not everyone agrees with it, and I understand that as well, but there is other platforms out there, so that's a good thing. And hopefully they never take those platforms away for people to continuously have that form of free speech. There, that was my little rant for a while. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. As always, if you enjoyed any of the clips that we watched, links are in the description down below. And with that being said, have a good day.